somewhere. Well,
Go ahead, open it
let's
up
get
first.
started officially with welcome home, my friends. It's great to see you again. And today is Christina Chambreau, Jeff Feinman, reframing all of the vet questions that you may have for your animals for this month's Holistic Actions Q&A. And just a little housekeeping is feel free to use the chat liberally. And if you have any questions, like, be real helpful if you just raise your hand like that and you just hit the raise hand at the bottom. And I think
It may be under react. You hit react and then you get other screens. It says just raise hand. So you just got to figure it out,
and
or wave, or put it in the chat.
or just speak up, And Dr. Christine, I'm gonna mute everyone, so if you could unmute yourself, that'd be great.
Done.
All right. So
Ah.
let's get
So
going.
so one of the key things is how many, unfortunately, I can't see just raised hands. So when I do these ask a question, I don't see everybody's hands, but how many of you are really content with where you are in your health journey and your animal's health journey? Doesn't mean it's perfect. I don't think life is ever perfect, but who's content with you're moving, you're grounded, and you have more work to do. How many of you are doing, you're pretty good.
Wow. Wow, wow,
Oh,
wow.
not Jenny.
Not me. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So there we go. It might be a question we'll ask every week just to see, because the trick is for us to, regardless of the circumstances in our lives or in our animals' lives, is to be content, to come from joy, because that's what our animals want to do. And so I'm actually going to call on Sandy. Sandy, what has you be content with whatever's happening in life?
Oh, just healthy. I actually was able to hook up with holistic doctors here in North Carolina, so got my health totally on track.
I love the way she froze out.
Did I freeze?
Yeah, right in the middle of
I'm at a hotel and it has been having really good connections, so
okay.
I'm surprised. I may have to go to my other. So, so you've got great health right now, and what about your critters? That was what I was asking.
Oh, the dog, she's doing great. I have a 6-month-old German Shepherd puppy.
Hmm.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And what are you doing proactively to keep her awesome?
Lots of exercise. She eats a raw diet. She's had a raw diet since the day I brought her home at 8 weeks old. And that's pretty much it, just the diet and exercise.
Okay. Do you have a holistic healthcare team put together for her like you do for yourself?
Unfortunately, I can't find somebody like that down here.
Well, actually, there's a ton down there in North Carolina, and
Really?
homeopathic veterinarians can work virtually.
Okay.
So what you want to do is go to the article select. I don't know how to get to just holisticactions.com/select. And anybody who's not a member can go to that article. Read the entire article, follow all of the steps. It is excruciatingly time consuming, but it is well worth doing it because you will put together your whole team.
Okay.
And then on your Q&A, if you when you schedule your Q&A, that's something that we can talk about each month of how are you coming with putting together your holistic healthcare team. So you don't need to do your 15-minute calls just because there's, oh my God, they're sick right now. What do I do? That's sort of not the best. We can help, but what's most important is to be doing them once a month and seeing if you're on the path. Are you checking all the boxes? Are
R-
you
r-
keeping a
r- Dr. Christina, let's move on because
Okay.
remember, these people don't officially get 15-minute calls
Oh,
every
that's right.
month.
Not all of
Yeah,
them, unless they're
yeah.
members. So when you're
Let's.
posting in the chat, it would be great if you would say, I'm a member. So we'll start with Colleen. Go ahead. What's your question? And you're still muted, Colleen. There you
Okay,
go.
now I'm not. I'm not currently a member. I was getting ready to join, but I just spent $800 at the vet, so I'm going to have to wait. But I am going to join. I read all your stuff. I was ordering from Dr. Feinman years ago when I had to call his wife and get supplements. But anyway, I have a year and a half year old Alaskan Klekai, and she got sick. We're not sure what happened to her. She had a little bit of a fever. She was very lethargic, lost her appetite totally. So took her to the vet. They gave her stimulants to eat and antibiotics because she never tested. I mean, they ran everything. Couldn't find out what was wrong with her. So the bottom line is she's better now, but she still won't eat. So I mean, she will eat, but she wants nothing to do with dog food. No,
Well, so here's a couple of things. Number one is do you have Jeff's book, Path to Pet Wellness?
I do not. Let me write that down.
Okay,
Okay.
everybody, so he actually has a case exactly like this in the book. I was just looking at it today, and it's about an animal who they spent thousands and thousands of dollars in figuring out what was going on, and the vets couldn't figure out what was going on, and the people started following, paying attention to the animal and what the animal wanted, and loving the animal
Yeah.
protocol and all the things we talked about. And within a few days to 2 weeks, everything was turning around. So, what I was just saying to Sandy is critically important. Now, you're one of these people now in the crisis mode.
Mhm.
However, you still go to the free article, which is available to non-members. So
Mhm.
holisticactions.com/select, and you need to create a healthcare team. Okay. It might be Dr. Jeff, but you'd have to become a member.
Right.
And the thing is, you can save a lot of money. You could have saved probably a lot of that 800 were you a member and had this healthcare team put together. Now, in terms of food, I applaud any dog that's turning its nose up at commercial dog food. So
Okay.
good for your dog to not want to eat commercial dog food. Your dog is telling you, hey, mom, I need healthier food to get better. So what can you feed? You can feed anything that's in your refrigerator. Treats in his life.
Okay.
What treats has he eaten in his life?
She eats a greenies. She likes a greenie.
What about people food treats?
Yes, she'll eat any kind of people food.
Oh, well, there you go. So
Matter of fact,
you don't have any problem. Stop offering her commercial food and start offering her fresh food.
is Farmer's Dog considered commercial?
I want you to offer fresh food for a while. Okay, so here's the thing. When an animal or a person is really, really sick, for a short time, a week, 2 weeks, even a month, don't worry about balancing their diet. This is
Okay.
not long term.
Okay.
This is getting them to eat. If they want to eat ice cream, if they want to eat yogurt, if they want to eat, I had a cat patient that when it was sick, it would only eat broccoli and cauliflower. And then it would recover, and then it would start going back to whatever diet we were feeding right now. Now, at the same time, you can think, well, it'd be healthier if he would eat some kimchi. So let me see if he likes some sauerkraut, or it'd be healthier if, but that's okay. So take it from your fridge. Is Farmer's Dog okay? Sure. But mostly you want it right now. You have a dog that's not eating.
She,
Forget about balance and let her eat. Let her tell you what her body needs. Number one. Number two, happiness protocol. This is for any of you who have ill animals. You want to shift your mindset from, oh my God, what is it? What's going to happen? What can I do? What can I feed? What can I do? To, oh, I love it that you were blinking your eyes at me today. And you stood up and you wagged your tail or like that. Focus on that. And set aside a little box in your mind, a beautiful box, beautifully decorated box. And every time when you're going, I'm happy, we're doing a happiness dance happening, take that oh my God, and put it in the box. And then once a day, you can go visit that box and you can do all the worrying you want to do. But the rest of the time, happiness, be with your animals. But it is important right now to begin working with a holistic vet because you don't want to go spending more money on diagnostics that aren't going to get you anywhere.
Yeah,
Sometimes you need the diagnostics initially, some basic ones.
correct.
But when you're a member of Holistic Actions, you can post in the forum and say, how far do I need to go? Do I need this, this, and this? And we say no. And then you've got your membership for the year taken care of right there.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's definitely worth thinking right now. By June 28th, 2 days, we have a wonderful VIP option for you where you save $100. And so if you can look and see, know about us and everything, you
Hmm.
may want to take advantage of that for the year. It may be worth it. But first, go to that article, figure that out. Make sense?
Yes. Thank
Got
you.
you going?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you so much.
You are
Thanks, Colleen.
welcome.
Thanks for your support, Colleen.
You're
All
very
these
welcome.
years, yeah.
Yep, you're very welcome, sir.
Jean in the chat has an older Shih Tzu with mouth issues. So a drop of oregano oil on your finger is absolutely fine, but the goal is not keeping bacteria under control. So bacteria don't cause the problem. Bacteria are a secondary effect of the energy field being out of balance. So you can certainly do that. It may make her more comfortable. Often animals, when you use oregano oil, some of them hate it. So don't, some of them think it's okay and that makes them more comfortable. Others, it doesn't do anything one way or another. Anytime you have an older animal, whatever the problem is, you want to make sure you're working with a holistic healthcare team. Depending on the problem, you may do different issues. So you want to go to holisticactions.com/select, like I've talked about. You can post if you have more to your it's a question continued. So because she has digestive issues in addition, then we definitely want you to be working with someone who can be, it's in conventional medicine, what Jeff and I were trained to do is to treat the digestive with one thing, treat the mouth with another thing, treat the limping because of age with another thing. Holistically, we're treating there's an energy imbalance that's producing all of those symptoms. So the other, if you're not a member, Jean, is to, or even if you are and haven't done it yet, take the fundamentals
Yes, I am.
course. You are a member. Okay. Well,
Yes,
you
I
might,
am.
great. Have you posted about this in the forum?
No, I haven't. No.
Perfect.
And I've got an addendum here because somebody asked about the diet.
Okay.
And I've typed that up just a bit below there. But
okay. So, but the key thing is use the forum. Okay. You're going to get a lot more extensive answer than what I can give you here. And the key is the questions you're asking with how can I use oregano oil? Is Honest Kitchen good? Is that I'm doing that? Should I be doing probiotics? Should I be doing digestive enzymes?
yeah,
Should
I've
I
got
be
all
doing
those. Yeah,
right?
I'm doing all that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's fine to do that.
Yeah.
It's just you're not addressing the underlying energetic imbalance of these problems. Do you see? And some of what you're doing is certainly going to help that a great diet and doing some supplements. But too often we do more supplements than are needed. And then the body has to process those. And especially you have 5 elderly dogs, and thank you
Yes.
so much. Some of them came at age 13, and so
Yeah.
thank you. It's really wonderful for you to be doing that. I
No,
have
I love them.
many of my clients who have done that, and even created whole homes outside for them because they had so many. So each of these can be useful. What we want is to be tracking the symptoms of each one. And then you try something like probiotics is fine, but do you need to waste your money on it on all of the dogs? Maybe not. You see the issue? It's
Oh.
like you want to track all.
Yes.
And that's why posting in the forum may help, or downloading. One of the member benefits is the Healthy Dog Journal. And you download it once, and then you print out pages for each dog. And then you track the symptoms on their master symptom list. And then you try something. So you might try not giving one of them digestive enzymes, and all of a sudden they seem to be worse with their stool or their burping or whatever. Then you put it back in. But if they are no worse, you may just discontinue that. And so that's one of the ways to track things. And Jenny did a good post for you to read on the dental issue as well.
Yes, I don't know how to save the chat, so I photocopied it.
Okay, great.
Screenshot it.
And you know how to save the chat? Did you
No,
say
I do not.
Oh,
No,
there are 3 buttons at the top.
there should be, but there aren't. That's a problem here. Oh, no, there.
Dr. Jeff, what are you doing these days? Are you sending the chat to people in the email afterwards?
If there's good stuff in the chat, then we can do that. Sure.
Okay, so we will do that this time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You are welcome, and post in the forum and do your 15-minute call.
Yes, I've got one with Dr. Jeff on Monday with another dog.
Perfect. Well, he'll address everything.
Thank you.
You are so welcome, Jean. Oh my goodness, let's see if I can do this. Galandra.
Galandra.
Hi,
How do you say your name?
Galeandra.
Galandra. I was close. Okay. Welcome. What's your question?
I have a 11-year-old Pomeranian, and she has been coughing for about a couple of months. And we made an X-ray, and she has an enlarged heart. And they want to give her medication, but she doesn't have any changes in behavior, mood, energy, only the cough. So I don't know what to do.
Well, are you a member of Holistic Actions?
No.
Okay. Well, you might want to check it out, and especially check out in the next 2 days, because if you become a VIP member, we're doing a special for people for the next couple of days. But the key is having an enlarged heart doesn't mean that it can't be resolved, and dogs can live a huge long life with an enlarged heart. We don't know if your dog had an enlarged heart maybe before, and the cough might not even be related to that, or it might be related to that. So there's several approaches for you to take. Number one is what so a lot of what we've already talked.
You're frozen.
Sugar.
You're back.
Where do you live?
In Spain.
Okay. So actually, I don't have it handy, but you can still go to the holisticactions.com/select and read that article. And we have European contacts for you there. And then if you would email me at healthyanimals@aol.com and ask me about the Spanish virtual healer, I have somebody who may be able to help you some. In addition to you have to do both, not just one. Do both. But I do have somebody that I feel is good for Europeans. And she's fairly new, so I don't have it on the top of my head. So number one, you want to have somebody. Number two is take the fundamentals course that we have for free on Holistic Actions and pay attention particularly to the nutrition section and building health and happiness. So throughout there are 5 lessons, and we talk about what we're talking about here and what you read, what Jenny posted in the chat, for instance, about not focusing on the illness, but rather focusing on health. And the other is definitely download the journal and/or be sure you're at least tracking the quantity, frequency, severity, how much it bothers the dog with the coughing. So you want to see how it's changing over time with the different things that you try. You could learn an energy healing method like Reiki or Theta healing, web emotional freedom technique, any of those, and use those. And then you say, oh, the cough is getting better. And then you're also paying attention to what we call the beam symptoms: behavior, energy, appetite, and mood. So that's the overall quality of life. And if that's staying the same or getting better and better, then you know you're moving on the right path. Even if the coughing is there, if she's more active and playful, you go, okay, let's be a little more patient here. We're doing okay. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. Thank
Okie
you.
dokie. You're welcome. And Dr. Jeff, let me know if something pops up that I should be doing. Okay, I'll answer this. We'll answer this one for Kathy quickly. And that is, what's a good probiotic? There's a lot of good probiotics, and there are a lot of probiotics that don't have the number of organs.
And while Dr. Christina is first, and up your back.
So one of the ones that we like is Adored Beast. And Jeff can pop that in. And then I have one I like, which is Mito Max, Mitomax. And Dr. Jeff will post a couple of other probiotics that we also like. But the point is, the food sensitivity is not caused, Kathy, by the food. And a probiotic may improve the whole vitality so that the quote sensitivity goes away. But that's our goal. Our goal is rebalancing the underlying energy field, which is the cause of any symptom, a broken leg or something like that. And how they heal is related to it. So the food may trigger the energy field to be out of balance, but once it's solid, it doesn't get triggered as much. But when it's not quite healthy, look at all these little holes in it. It's got all these little holes, and so it could get triggered here, or it could get triggered by this, or get triggered by this. But when you find what it takes to have a vital, balanced field in your animal, then it's like less likely nothing's going to get in. It's nice and solid. There we go. That's the demonstration. Now it's nice and solid. How do you know if you've gotten it nice and solid? You're tracking all of the little early warning signs of illness. So, if a young puppy that seems to be fine starts developing a little tartar on the teeth or a little eye discharge in the corner, or maybe the appetite gets a little weird, then you know you don't have a balanced field, even if he's active, playful, eating well, all the rest. And then you go, okay, well, what are we going to do next? And then you listen to the webinars we have, do a consult, do some research, and take a step and then see what changes. So hopefully, Kathy, that answers that much more than what you asked for. And make sure, Dr. Jeff, that you're posting about the VIP membership in the chat too. Jackie, you're next. Oh, and there you have it in both places. Okay, go ahead, Jackie. 3-year-old Brussels has to get a tooth extracted next month. Well, first off, do you have a holistic veterinarian and a holistic veterinary team?
No.
Okay, so number one is to do that. I mean, really, need to get extracted a month from now. That seems weird.
Well, it's July 14th, so maybe it's 3 weeks, but
yeah, but still. Why is it having to be extracted?
It's the upper right mountainous looking one, and there's a kind of a black hole in there, and there's something really wiggly, and she said that it was either calculus or cracked, but she wouldn't kind of open his mouth to actually look at it, whereas at home we've actually looked at it. And I think it's cracked. There was one day when he was on a walk and I had to pull a piece of gravel out of his mouth. So I think that's the case, and it is black, and he was not excited for his breakfast. And what else was going on that we were concerned about him? So that's why we took him to the vet, and it's actually the first time we've ever even taken him to a vet. We got him at 8 weeks. So, um, so yeah, he was not excited for his breakfast, and so we took him to the vet. I discovered the tooth thing, and that's when we took him. And I
Okay.
just want to know if there's any way that I can support him
Yep.
kind of before the
Well,
surgery and after the surgery.
absolutely. And again, is he eating fine now?
He has resumed most of his excitement for breakfast.
Okay. And how
So
old is
it's
he?
improved since they gave us the antibiotic and pain
okay.
reliever.
Okay. Then that's not a judgment of it. So it sounds like you're interested in holistic because you're here. So
Yeah.
definitely there's lots of reading and lots of learning to help you shift to keeping this dog healthy and wide range of things to reach for. Right now, what you can do ahead of time is the most important is your attitude and your focus about having this happen. So you need to let go of your anxiety about it for him and focus on everything that makes this dog happy until then, and especially just before then. And take him to the vet all the time. Go down there, go into the clinic, turn around, give him a treat. Make sure he's happy walking into there and not scared. Make sure you're happy walking into there and not scared or nervous or upset. Flower essences can help. Like Rescue Remedy is one that you can buy in the health food store. And you can either put some on your hand and rub him with it, or you can make a dilution of a few drops in half a cup of water and give him a few drops of that. Um, you could do EFT, emotional freedom technique called tapping. And we have videos for that at Holistic Actions, or you can go online and look for it if you're not a member. And you can tap on your own anxieties, which will help him be more comfortable. And this is before and after. And you can also, from videos we've done, tap directly on him. And Joan Ranquet wrote a book called, I think, The EFT Method for Dogs and Cats, or something like that. I don't have the exact name. Her last name is Ranquet. And so you can do EFT. And then afterwards, I would definitely have 2 homeopathic remedies, which you can get at most health food stores. I would have arnica, and Dr. Jeff will pop these in the chat, and hypericum. And as soon as you pick your dog up to bring him home, give him a dose of arnica right there as soon as you get in the car. And don't do the pain pills that are prescribed unless he seems to be in a lot of pain. If he doesn't seem to be painful and then starts to be painful, repeat the arnica. And it's totally safe. You could do it 2 or 3 times a day for 3 or 4 days with no problem. If it seems to not be working as much as you want, you can switch to hypericum. Hypericum is particularly good for animals that have, or people or animals with nerve problems, which there are a lot of nerves in the mouth. So those are sort of the 2 that are considered often needed.
So, Widget currently does not get any dairy because I just sort of follow medical medium, and so he doesn't get dairy or eggs. With a lot of the homeopathic stuff, there's a lot of dairy, or there's some dairy in it. What is your take on dairy
Well,
in dogs and trying to find arnica like without dairy in the little pill or whatever?
am I frozen or can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Okay. Number 1 is I feel dairy is fine for dogs and cats. I don't agree with the medical medium on that for dogs and cats. And it depends on the animal. It's good for some, not good for others. And I find that true for people as well. And the other, but more importantly, is the homeopathic medicine, the amount of milk sugar that's there, you're giving 2 pellets of these little teeny tiny pellets. The amount of dairy they're getting is, maybe, I don't know, hardly anything. So even
Okay.
if you gave it 2 or 3 times a day, it's for a very short period of time. And number 2 is you can purchase, if you order it online, you can purchase alcoholic solutions that are made potencies of homeopathic medicine. So if you absolutely no dairy, like some people who are vegan absolutely do not want to even use that tiny amount of milk,
Right.
milk sugar that's made. I don't know that it's even made from milk. Jeff, is it?
Like this, it's milk based, but uh,
And what about
because
oleos?
oleos is not. But the problem is they don't have arnica 10M.
Well,
That's
you can use 1M more
they don't
frequently.
have 1M either.
Oh, they don't. Oh, they only have 30C.
Yeah, last I checked, and
Oh.
they've been corrupted. So yeah, and yeah, the person that gave us the webinar from there is gone. He founded the company on these principles, and he's gone. But yeah,
Oh, too bad.
yeah,
So
and
does that make sense for you, Jackie, that you could do it? You can do some more work to find.
Yeah, and I mean, to the best of your knowledge, do you know if they give extra drugs in the anesthesia that I can say, like, don't do this or that or whatever?
Don't micromanage your veterinarian. That's why you want to have a holistic veterinary team,
Okay.
because it's really difficult. When I was a conventional veterinarian and people would say, well, I don't want you to do, I'm going to do 5 things. Well, I only want you to do 2 of those. And I go, but this one's really important because of this and this, and this one's important because of this and this. And it throws them off and make, even the very best, they all, conventional veterinarians know what they know and do what they do. You could say possibly that you're going to be using holistic methods for pain control, and therefore that you are not going to be taking home. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
no, I wouldn't do that, and neither would Maya. Maya just attacked me, saying, "No, don't do that." The vets will Nothing will get a vet more up in arms than saying that you're not going to take the pain meds. May not use them, but I would take them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
that's and again, holisticactions.com/select will get you to that article. It's not easy. I'm not saying you're going to go to that article and, oh, there's my vet. It's going to take you 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. May take you a while. You got to go to all these different websites. It's an effort. And anybody who needs help with that. So Dr. Jeff and I do holistic actions. Dr. Jeff has a homeopathic practice where he treats animals with and you have to be a member of HA to do work with him. And I have a pet health coaching or advising practice. So I can help you work through issues like this. And so each of us has our own money, how we earn our living on that side. So if you need more help trying to figure out some of these issues and finding a veterinarian, you can set an appointment up with me. Okay, makes sense?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. I'm not even going to make an attempt. S, you're next. Next.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. My name's Susan. I have an 8-year-old female border collie mix, and in January she had a urinary tract infection. I saw blood in her urine in the snow, and took her in, and they said she had Struvite crystals, and so she did the antibiotics, and now the vet wants her to be on this processed prescription canned diet for the rest of her life. And
No, I mean, no. Okay. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. For all of you questions like this, conventional vets, Jeff and I are conventional vets. Okay. We were trained conventionally. For conventional vets, they are good for a very few things, not about food. Guaranteed, not about food.
clearly,
Not about vaccines, not about flea control, not about tick control, not about heartworms, not about what they're good for is my dog's gums are help. Yeah, that's what they're good for. My dog has a broken leg and the bone's showing. Yep, that's what they're good for. Okay. They're good for diagnostics. And you do want to have a local vet, whether he's an emergency room vet or whether she is a holistic vet or just a regular vet. And there is, and I want you all to check this out, and for your friends as well. I just put it in the chat. There's a new ER franchise that's out there called Veg. I think it's .com. And it stands for Veterinary Emergency Group. And I've actually visited one of them, and they're great. They don't push things. You're there the whole time with your animal, even going into surgery and into radiology with them. I mean, they're phenomenal, good feedback from people. So sometimes that can be your local diagnostician. And there are about 120 of them in the US so far. Anna says she goes there in Chicago. And you're happy with it, I presume, Anna. I think you told me earlier. So then you need to go to holisticactions.com/select and create your holistic healthcare team who will, with the UTI, and I put in Tinkle Tonic. If anybody's had issues off and on with dogs or cats with bladder problems, even mild things, not necessarily stones, but anything, Tinkle Tonic is an herbal combination by Greg Tilford that is phenomenal for bladder problems. So it's just something, it's like one of those things to keep on hand if you've ever had bladder issues, like having arnica on hand to treat any traumas. So the thing about Struvite is, again, it's an energy field, and you don't have to feed a specific diet to prevent the Struvite. You need to rebalance the energy field so it's no longer trying to produce those symptoms. And you want to build health and vitality by feeding a great fresh food diet. Dr. Jeff, any more comment on Struvite stones?
Yep, and I'm putting him in the chat right now.
Great. Did you want to say something as well?
Oh, just that, for all the comments that you're making about veterinarians, that's all well and good. It's just what you said. They know what they know and they do a good job with what they know. But you all will know a whole different level, and that's why it's important that you become empowered, that we become empowered, how we know what is possible for healing. Because we are taught in vet school what limits healing, what are the challenges, what are the problems, how do we fight this, how do we fight that? We're focusing on what is possible by the world, by loving, by living, by healing of your animals, and yeah. So it is great to find a good vet, but building your vet care team with at least one or two people that have the holistic with the W approach does make a big difference, because you can be a holistic vet and still prescribe herbs and supplements and whatnot and use them like a drug, trying to get rid of, fight against symptoms.
Even homeopathy and acupuncture can be done that way. So it's up to you to educate yourself to the W holistic approach. And that's why Jeff's book, The Path to Pet Wellness, is one to absolutely spread the word upon, and I'm also putting in the chat something I think is critically important, a book that everybody needs to get and get it out there and read it at elementary schools. It's called Ask the Dog. And I'm not going to say too much more. It's about preventing dog bites. It's a children's book by Steve Dale, who's a famous animal behavior person who's talked to veterinarians, etc. 12,000 people are bit every day by dogs, and 50% are children. And it's changing the entire, especially since COVID, and it's changing, laws are being changed where you can't have dogs in the public now. So this is critically important. We've been trained to ask the person, "May I pet your dog, please?" And the person, "Oh, yes, my dog loves to be petted." This is the first picture in the book. But the dog has his ears back and his tail down, is pulling the other direction on the leash. And so the mother walks the daughter away and says, "Not right now." And the daughter goes, "But I asked." And the mother goes, yes, but you didn't ask the dog. So spread the word. Get that book as well. There's so many wonderful books, but that's just a new one out there for us. Okay. Kay, go ahead. And you're muted, Kay. We can't hear you, Kay. I'm going to move on to Rebecca. Oh, there you go. Yes. Kay, are you up? Or did you disappear?
Nope.
Hand's not there.
So let's
Yep, there's Kay. Okay, her hand came down. Maybe we answered her question already. Rebecca, go ahead, please.
Hello, good to see you guys.
hello, it's good to see you.
Yeah, thank you. So we're doing pretty well here, but I took Bo to Fire Island 3 weeks ago, and he got basically infested with fleas and ticks. I pulled about 10 ticks off of him. I was finding one every single day. And all my friends were like, he's not on preventative. And I'm like, no, he's not on preventative. I don't want to talk about it. Let's not get into that. Let's just do, like I went to Whiskers on 9th Street. I got him an internal powder to take, which is supposedly going to turn his blood like into something that tastes bad. And then I got a shampoo from there, and I got a spray for all of his linens, but I don't know what else to do. And I'm convinced that he might still have ticks on him that I just can't feel because there were so many small ones. And I also am finding like little black, like poppy seed looking things on the corner of the bed that he sleeps in when we wake up in the morning. And I'm thinking maybe those are fleas or like.
So, Rebecca, are you a member?
I am a member, yeah.
Good. Well, one of your member benefits is my Kindle book called Fleas Be Gone.
Oh, okay.
So as a member, so this is for everybody, and any of you who are considering becoming members, you have to listen to the welcome video because there's so much that we have for you that many people, like Rebecca, she missed a step, which was to put in the search fleas.
Okay.
And if you had put fleas in the search, you would have gotten number one, the flea book. You would have gotten a whole thing where you could go more about fleas under skin problems, probably, or separate. I don't know. I'd have to look in the resource library. So that's another place to go. And then you go to the forum and you post fleas and ticks, and you'll get everybody's opinions and comments and
On what works.
that have been dealing with what works and what doesn't work. So there's a whole thing about that. And just briefly, the black stuff that you're seeing where your dog is sleeping, then you want to moisten that and see if it's slightly red, because it's probably, if it looks more like coffee grounds, it's flea poop.
Okay.
Which would mean you still have fleas. But if it's not red, if it doesn't turn red because it has digested blood in it, then it's probably not flea dirt and it's just dirt.
Okay.
And if you're feeding,
or seed ticks.
or seed ticks, yeah.
What are
Would they be
seed
that tiny? They're a little bit bigger. Can you see them under a handheld magnifying glass that it's okay. So the other thing is, in addition to wetting it, look through a handheld magnifying glass. Like us old people use for small print.
What am I looking for?
Well, if it's a seed tick,
you'll see it.
It'll be like this.
Oh.
Ooh, I'm here. I'm a tick.
Oh, so
I got thingies.
a seed tick is like an actual baby tiny tick.
Yes.
Yeah, different phase. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
Christina, you didn't mention like best thing that Rebecca could do. I don't know, Rebecca, if you're a community or VIP, but VIPs will have access to Sage, and Sage will, you can actually just post your question, what you just said, directly to Sage, and you'll get a readout of not only what we just said, but also of where all of the resources are and direct pointers to the resources.
Direct links, so you can just click on them.
Okay.
And the other piece that your friends are concerned about is, oh my God, your dog's going plasmosis, because of the ticks. However, if you're feeding a fresh food diet, you're following the happiness protocol, you're exercising, you're doing all the great stuff that you're learning at Holistic Actions, that increases the resiliency and the resistance of Bo so that he's much less likely to get any diseases from something like ticks. Okay. So the rest of this conversation would take too long, but you've got plenty of resources now to go to.
Well, what I was going to say is that we're July 17th, I'll be at Whiskers, so we can talk when I'm there.
I saw your book, Jeff. I
Oh.
saw your book there. And so I don't know. I should have got it on the early bird special, but I'm going to get it for sure. Yeah.
I'll wait till the 17th and I can
The 17th
one at July.
of July. Okay. Yeah, I'll put it in my calendar. I'll see you then.
Right. See you then.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Okay. Oh, are we out of hands up? Okay. I'm amazed. Okay. Let's see. So we have, Kay said microphone issues. So Kay, if you're able to type in the chat, I can answer your question from the chat. So you certainly can do that as well. So garlic tablet, there are so many things that can do. Oh, you can do a second question. I don't know that I got your first one. Did I get your first one, Jackie? But go ahead, Jackie.
Hi, the first one was about how to support him through a dental
okay.
issue.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Prior to taking him to the vet for a tooth issue, I had been thinking that his not being excited for breakfast and no longer eating things off the ground were a result of collapsing trachea. So I got him a stand to eat things off of and have been giving him slippery elm bark powder and mullein. And so at this point in time, we're not planning on getting an x-ray, which I know is is like the only way to diagnose that. But are there any other, I mean, he's only 3 years old. He might have had collapsing trachea since he was tiny. Are there any other ways that I can support him if he has that?
Well, again, what we've been saying is regardless of what the problem is, and some people have a dog that, quote, they're told he has a collapsing trachea, but the x-rays aren't really great at that anyway. And so rather than spending a lot of money on that kind of a diagnosis, what you want to be doing is working to rebalance the energy field and tracking all of the symptoms, not just one, as well as the response to it, and having a holistic healthcare team. So you had never been to a vet, right? With your dog for 3 years?
We emergency took him to the hospital because he had
but I mean other than an emergency.
Correct.
Okay. So for everybody with dogs, here's the thing. You're going to go to that list and you may find this incredible, when you go to their website and check out this vet who does chiropractic so they can feel where there's an imbalance. They do acupuncture and they do tongue and pulse diagnosis so they can tell where the imbalance is. Do they need more yin or more yang? And they maybe do osteopathy or they do homeopathy, but more it's the hands-on, and they might be 4 hours away from you. It's worth becoming their patient for the annual exam. And you go once a year because they're going to pick things up early before they're a problem, before you have to go to the emergency room. And they may not. They may say no dairy and you or say dairy and you go, no, I'm not going to do dairy. And that's okay. But they'll be open to that. It's worth the drive. I know people who do this and spend the night. They go on a road trip to get their annual exam because they want that really good annual exam. And then use a medical intuitive who can do this remotely and have them check in twice a year to see if there's anything you can pick up. And they don't always pick it up. One of our members had a dog with problems and a woman they'd been working with and liked didn't pick up anything. And another intuitive picked up lung tumors and an x-ray showed there were lung tumors. So one didn't get it, the other one did. It takes on all, but it is important to have a team of professionals to be working with. Okay, so fixing the underlying energy field will resolve all and any of the symptoms. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay, good. And then we had from Greece. Do you want to unmute yourself if you can? If not, there's osteoarthritis in her back right leg. And she's a small dog who's only 10 years old. Small dogs can usually live into their 20s. So there is huge numbers of things that you can do to help with arthritis, as long as everything else is doing great. So if you can unmute yourself, that'd be great. If not, if you're a member, be sure you post in the forum and do your 15-minute call. And if you're a VIP member, check with Sage, our AI gal, and you'll get a ton of different possible things to do. And or two of them are from Greece that can help you. And in terms of virtual type of healing, acupuncture, homeopathy, chiropractic, osteopathy, physical therapy. Sometimes the limping can be helped by developing the muscles properly. And we have Lori McCauley, who's a veterinarian here, who has YouTubes on that. And she also, I think she'll do virtual consulting, not positive on that. And then temporarily, you want to be working at the energy level, but temporarily, there are herbs that you can use that can relieve discomfort, glycoflex, glucosamine, chondroitin sulfate, or some supplements that can help with. And the other is for you to learn some energy healing yourself. So and you don't even have to be trained in it. We have, and you can go online even and look up Let the Animals Lead. And you can hear a meditation where you sit with your animals and you give them energy. And Jeff has some wonderful stories to tell about the difference that just being positive and being with his cat made a huge difference. You want to share it at all?
Well, I don't have time in 5 minutes,
Oh,
but
okay.
there
Well,
were
briefly.
a lot of lessons from Aviva. By the way, and this is why we always focus on what is possible and not what is limiting. And that is, this is a kitty cat that's got a very long history, but at one point in March, her blood count dropped to 14. So if you know the blood count of a cat, it's usually 35 to 40. Hers was 14. And her white count showed that was 14 red count. The white count was around 50,000, mainly lymphocytes. So the internist was sure had her anemia, which they had missed in the hospital because she already had $20,000 worth of diagnostic work done at Cornell. But she went home, she had that horrible anemia, and much to Dr. Christina's point, when all we did for the next 2 weeks, we stopped all the meds that she's on, and that included probiotics and enzymes and other things. All we did is we started playing with her in new ways and saying that we love her and support her and focused on one thing, and that is what she loved to eat, what she loved to do, just what she loved in general. And as she loved more, and as her environment became more loving, she self-corrected. That blood count normalized within 2 weeks. And that was her body only. There was no supplements, no nothing. So yeah, that's great advice. I'm not even sure what you were referring
Yep.
to there,
Well,
Dr.
it's for
Christina.
everything. And Chris isn't able to hear or see the video. He's hoping but he posted in the chat. And the bottom line for Chris's answer, who's lost a lot of hair, has thyroid, and the key is to treat the underlying imbalance, and you can do that with homeopathic help, Chinese medicine help. So he'll need to holistic actions.com/select.
And,
So I typed
and
it.
I know we're wrapping up soon, but I want to address Jennifer asked about gabapentin,
Oh, good. I
and
missed that.
yeah, and I think it's fun to use, and like Anna said before a vet visit, it's great to use for cats that are anxious. But the point is that there are rules, there's a framework for what's gonna bring us along the path, what's gonna put us in the wrong direction, and drugs fall in that framework. So there's a hierarchy of drugs that are okay to use and ones you want to avoid. I mean, drugs that can kill you are usually ones to avoid. Gabapentin and those are very, very mild, and they're really, you use them, but you use them knowing that you're not addressing the underlying problem, that you're addressing the underlying problem while you're soothing the symptoms. Gabapentin.
This is,
And
I've only used it once the last time, and I've never had to use it until I did the last vet visit last year. And now they want to give it to me again because it's in the chart. So I just figured I would ask because
Oh,
she's now 11.
yeah, they may not even know that you haven't been using it. So yeah, I mean, again, that's a situation where you may want to ask them and or say, okay, and then just follow your intuition, follow your gut as far as using it or not.
And the other thing is, this is something we didn't talk about today at all. Is for all of you, and I know you've heard this before, many of you over and over again, is train your dog or cat to love being examined. I love it that Jackie's dog would let them look at her mouth, even though they wouldn't let the vet. So train your animals to love being examined, to love get in a crate, love getting in their carrier. What if you live in a fire zone, an earthquake zone, a hurricane zone? They need to love not just getting in the carrier, but riding in the car with the carrier. Vet visits. First, make sure you're at a fear-free vet. Make sure you're at a vet that's nice. Make sure you're at a vet that cares. And then you take the animals to the vet. You slowly, you put them in the crate. You walk outside. You go in the car. You sit in the car. You drive 1 block. You drive 2 blocks. You drive to the vet. You drive to the vet, you open the door. You drive to the vet, you walk into the reception room and walk out with treats all along.
Yeah, we usually don't have any problems. She just freaks out. She just freaked out on the table the last time, and they said bring her back, give her the GABA, and we'll examine her. But she
Yeah,
had never
so
done it before, so you
then
know what
that's
I'm
not a
saying?
then that's not a case where you probably need to do the GABA. You need to work at what's going on there. Maybe an animal communicator, maybe take blankets from home that she's comfortable in, work with
Oh,
her at
that's a
home
great idea. That's a
with
good
those
idea.
blankets on the
Yeah,
table, maybe load it with silver vine or catnip, something like that. So see, it's like, let's try to avoid gabapentin if we can.
that's what I
And
want to do.
exactly. So those are some things you could try. Flower essences, also tapping for you and for her. So do the EFT webinars that we've done. And we have 5 new, okay, we got that. Okay.
Thank you.
We have
Thank you.
a PT vet, but also in terms of K, definitely with a young dog, you need to be working with if you is Kay a member? Do you know, Jeff?
I don't know, and
Okay.
we are running over.
I know,
So
but just a sec here is it's really important that you put together your healthcare team. You have a young dog with some issues. So yes, for PT, osteopathy, chiropractic, but really dig in and find a good one. Again, all of this can be dealt with. There's tons of options. So I would recommend you create your healthcare team. If you need help, contact me. If you're a member, post on the forum. And thank you all. Really seriously, if you're not a member, you're considering becoming a member, do it in the and get a year of super support and buy Dr. Jeff's book and get your journal downloaded if you're a member, or buy it on what's that thing? Amazon, the Healthy Animals Journal print copy. So all of those, there are lots of next steps for you all. And thank you, each one of you, for coming. Bring a friend next time.
And I second that with thank you, because we really are focusing on trying to build healthy community that's like-minded, like everyone today is talking about, and as we're talking about. So thank you. Thank you for doing what you're doing for your animals, and we will see you either in a week or in a month. Thank you.
And you are welcome, for all of you who
Thank
thanked
you.
us. You are welcome.